This episode of The Havery Show is being brought to you by Heartland Tax and Accounting, 863-385-5020. The following program is rated PG-13 and contains language and material that may be offensive to some audiences. With us today on the Havery Show, we have a local legend, Robert Saffold. The name Saffold carries a lot of weight in Highlands County and beyond. You come from kind of a legendary family.
I had a legendary father, and I admit that. It's kind of strange that I'm here to say that, because I didn't know him growing up.
Is that right?
I say that meaning he was my father. I lived in the same house with him. But the person that he became, I was not here to see that happen. I left right out of high school, and I've been gone for 47 years. So
wow,
during that 47 years is when he really became who the community know him as now.
Is that when he started the Florida Sportsman Association during the time you were gone?
That was done during my time away from here.
Okay.
Yes.
How did I don't want to talk a whole lot about your dad, but I think that it's foundational to who you are. I mean,
yeah,
really,
exactly.
So how are you? It's almost like you're saying that that there were two different men.
Guys, most definitely. For me.
Yes.
For me, because, like I said, when I lived here, I grew up in the house that he built, or he raised me in. So I knew that part of him, and at that time he wasn't doing as many political related things.
What was he doing? What was he involved in during that time?
He was one of the. Well, first of all, he was a school teacher, an art director at E.O. Douglas High School. Along with those duties, he also helped coach the football and basketball team. I think he was second in command with the basketball team, and he was one of Mr. Blandon's assistant coaches with the football team. So he was involved with the school quite a bit.
Was Mr. Blanding the principal out there?
No, Mr. Blanding was head coach. This was prior to him being principal he was assistant principal at Sebring High.
Yes.
But at E.O. Douglas, he was strictly the football coach, to my knowledge. I'm not sure if he taught classes, because most of them do.
Right.
I never had a class from him, so I'm not sure about that.
Do you remember who the principal was out there at that time?
Mr. Nixon.
Mr. Nixon.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Was
Samuel Nixon.
Was Mr. Hudson involved out there at that
Mr.
point?
Hudson was there at the time. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Very good guy. Had a lot of. He was the only teacher that I can really say tried to prepare us as kids for life.
Yes.
His statements, his mannerism, his demeanor, his philosophy was all positive, and it was all, again, preparing us for life. All the other teachers dealt with their curriculum, and that was as much as you got to know them.
Yes.
With Mr. Hudson, he peeled that off and showed you a different side of him.
Yes.
Which anyone that was ever in his class is still either quoting his famous sayings or living by them.
Yeah. I can tell you I'm doing both.
I do it. I know I do it.
You got to learn to buck dance before you can tap
dance.
I've never forgotten that as long as I've lived.
Don't change his spots overnight.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
And, things like that. Me and his son were like this.
Yes.
So I spent a lot of time around Mr. Hudson.
Do you know if is he still alive?
He's no longer with us.
He's not.
No. He passed a few years ago over in Lakeland. Actually, while I was living in Lakeland, he passed.
There was a time, well, I mean, now we're talking about probably 15 or 20 years ago when we kind of reconnected and he wanted to learn guitar. And I was trying to help him with that, and I gave him a guitar, and I was trying to give him some lessons and stuff, but it was too hard because he was busy even then, and then all of a sudden he was gone, and I didn't know if he possibly moved away. Did he move away?
His health started failing him, so his family moved him closer to family.
There it is.
He was here alone. His wife had already moved from Sebring, and all of his kids had moved, so he was here alone.
Gotcha.
When he got down, they brought him closer to family so they could take care of him.
I sure did like that man.
Oh, he was a cool guy.
Yeah, he was.
But he wasn't somebody you crossed either. And he would let you know in front of the whole class. Okay. I'm a witness, so...
Did you ever get the butt end of that?
I did. I got it one day. A friend of mine, Willie Smith, we grew up together. Matter of fact, when I left Sebring, that's who I went to live with, Willie Smith.
Yeah.
And one day we were talking among ourselves. We didn't think he heard it, but evidently he did. And we said something that we could say because we were friends with his son.
Sure.
But we said something that wasn't positive about his son, and he heard it. And he called us up in front of the class and gave it to us right in front of the class. I mean, we were guilty.
Sure.
It wasn't meant to be the way he took it.
Mm-hmm.
It was between us.
Yes.
And we can talk about each other between us.
That's right.
But that's not the way he took it.
I got you.
And so, anyway.
I'm going to turn off this AC so it's not blowing into the microphone.
No problem.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have a notion. If I had to bet, if I was a betting man, I would bet that he was harder on the students that he saw the most potential in because he was trying to get the most out of them.
Yeah. He saw the mistakes we were making. I mean, just based on our how we carried ourselves.
Sure.
And that was something that you could see bothered him.
Mm-hmm.
It bothers a lot of people. Most people don't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
They just, if you want to be a jerk, that's on you.
Right.
And that's the way most people approach others. But
Yes.
he was a leader.
Yes.
And he took that responsibility seriously.
Yeah.
And not just him, but being the kid of a E.O. Douglas school teacher, I got to know all of them,
Mm-hmm.
all of the teachers, intimately.
Yes.
I went to their house. I spent time with them. They came to my house. They were around my parents. So their concern for the people that they were in charge of
Mm-hmm.
was important to them.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them were transplants.
Yeah.
They didn't grow up here. They were not from here. They
Mm-hmm.
came here to teach.
Gotcha.
That was the whole reason for being here. And the beauty of it, now that I look back, was that they lived in our neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like they were brought in and you only saw them doing class time
Mm-hmm.
or school time. You saw them in the grocery store. You saw them at church. You saw them at the barber shop. So they were a huge part of the neighborhood,
Yes.
of the community.
Yes.
And it had a big effect on the community. When E.O. Douglas shut down again, this is after my time. I was gone by then.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't gone by the time they shut down, but shortly after integration, it shut down in 76, I think.
Mm-hmm.
With the demand for their presence dwindled.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, there was no black school again, and the white schools were already had teachers, so there wasn't. Everybody didn't have a slot to fall into.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of them retired, or left and went somewhere else, and the community suffered from that because the integrity left, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The Sebring that I grew up in, or the Washington Heights that I grew up in, because I wasn't all over Sebring, but was so much different than what's left. And I say what's left because it's just bare bones now compared to what it was. It was a thriving, self-sufficient community. There was nothing, I know this sounds racist, but there was nothing across the track that we had to go get. Mm-hmm. We had it all.
Yes.
We had grocery stores, pharmacies, movie theaters, mm-hmm. gas stations, taxi cab, you name it. If we needed it, it was there.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to go far to find it, which is totally opposite now.
Mm-hmm.
Totally opposite. There's nothing, in my opinion, there's not much of any quality left to the neighborhood. The people are still there. A lot of the people are there. But the businesses have gone. What the neighborhood stood for is kind of gone. And that's really sad. That along with my appreciation for my father, what I know, and mainly what I have learned since I've been back about him, is why I do what I do.
This episode of The Havery Show is being brought to you by Heartland Tax and Accounting, 863-385-5020.
If you would like to advertise or sponsor an episode of The Havery Show, call 863-381-6831.
Again, growing up in a community where you could depend on each other is what I want to bring back as much as I can to the kids that are coming up. I want to give them something that they can look forward to and gain from to have a better life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's real simple. It's not complicated at all. Not that there's no one else doing it in the community. There are several people that I hold in high regards because of their actions and their efforts to make a difference. I don't want to paint a picture like nothing is going on over there.
Sure.
It's just, it's not to the magnitude I grew up being accustomed to. So.
Can we talk real?
That's why we're here.
My scope,
mm-hmm.
my vision, my understanding, my knowledge, my desire for a broader scope has increased as I've gotten older. I don't believe what I used to believe.
You're growing.
I'm trying to.
You're growing.
I want to know the truth.
Yeah.
Wherever that leads me.
Right.
Regardless of how uncomfortable it may be.
I've seen that in you. I believe that.
If we're not living by the truth, then what are we doing? I don't want any falsehood in me.
Right.
So this is a hard question. Oh, go ahead.
Can I get a napkin? I'm starting to get carried away here. I didn't expect to do this. And I'm really glad that you can edit this.
I can.
This is the second time this has happened, where because I'm talking from my heart.
Yes.
You know, anyway, back to your statement.
I grew up thinking that this is hard. And I'm not saying that I have a firm position. I'm still looking for truth. I grew up thinking that integration was the right thing, that it was needed, that it was necessary, and now I'm not so sure. And you know what turned the table for me was an interview with Muhammad Ali. And he said it as simply as they could. Birds of a feather flock together. And when you take that away,
right,
then you begin to water down what was there, the foundation, the basis.
Right.
And I wonder, and I hate to say this too, but I'm afraid it was intentional. And I think that they wanted to destroy the black community.
Blacks have been feeling what you just said for years. My parents, both college-educated people, felt the same thing you said initially, that having an opportunity for higher education is paramount to your existing situation, okay, which was going to school at Douglas. With that said, they believe that so much that prior to integration, prior to the government declaring it to be law, my sister and I, along with two others, were the first African Americans to integrate in Highlands County school system. I have the pleasure, I guess, to say that I was the first black male to integrate in Highlands County school system. Because that's how they felt, that this is better than what you have. Mm-hmm. You can go where every book you open, all the pages are in the book. They're not hand-me-down. They're not second. You're now not taking something that someone no longer wants to try to make something out of it. But like what I think you're alluding to is the fact that by doing that, you just undermine an entire system, an entire way of living, an entire way of being.
Yes.
For a whole group of people, a whole segment of this population around here. Because E.O. Douglas provided service for all of Highlands County, part of Polk County, part of Hardee County. There was no other black school within a 50-mile radius.
I never knew that.
So all the high school students from these communities came here.
Were they bussed in?
They were bussed in.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah, they were bussed in. So that school, E.O. Douglas, provided something that you couldn't get nowhere else in this area. Mm-hmm. I mean, you had to go as far as Lakeland, not Lake Wells. Lake Wells came here. Mm-hmm. But you had to be into the Lakeland, Winter Haven area before you could go to a school where a school was provided for black high school students. It gave us a hell of a football team because we had draw from a large area.
Yeah,
we were very good in football, basketball, but the integration just undermined everything that had been built at that time, everything we stood on. Mm-hmm. Because the school it wasn't a place that was taken for granted by the neighborhood, mm-hmm. by the students, definitely by the instructors and the faculty. It was the cornerstone of Washington Heights. Once it left, and again, this is my opinion, because I was here, it left, the old Douglas closed down in 67. The last graduating class was 67. I left here in 75. So within that 10-year period, things seemed to stay pretty normal. But when I came back, it was like coming back to somewhere else. It wasn't the same place anymore. The businesses start closing down. The school was a lifeline to a lot of things, just because it was where it was. It supported not only the kids, but it supported the community in a lot of ways. You know, but once it was no longer here, I don't know. I wasn't here to see it, so I don't know what took place. But I know families didn't pass things on. If they did, the kids didn't want it, or for some reason, it wasn't kept. So everything just came to a halt. And now you look over there, I can remember walking up Lemon Street, and you couldn't see from one side to the other, or beyond one side to the other, because there was a building everywhere. Mm-hmm. Now you go there, there's vacant lots everywhere. Right. And I understand things have to change. Change is normally good, even though initially it can be a pain in the butt. But it has seemed to only go one direction. It's just change that's going down and bringing that area down. So I don't want to dwell on that, but my goal is to try and do what I can to follow in my father's footsteps, to provide opportunities for the youth. The older people are done. They're set in their ways. They're done fighting the fight. It's now up to those who are coming up to make a difference.
I don't want to overdwell on it either, but you've raised some questions in my mind.
Sure.
When you were coming up, you had everything that you needed in your community.
Right.
You had your movie theater, you had your pharmacy, you had your restaurants, you had your you had everything you needed.
Dry cleaners, you name it.
So you had a self-sustained community.
Yeah.
That you could be proud of.
And people were.
Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't mind being corrected. I want to be corrected.
Okay.
After integration, now the black kids are going to predominantly white schools, and all of a sudden they're hearing things like second-class citizen. They're hearing these things that they didn't hear before.
Right. They were not exposed to, well, racism is something you can't hide from. You don't have to talk about it to experience it. You don't have to, words don't have to be said for you to know that you're dealing with something that's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's what racism is to me. It's not an equal playing field. But it affects people who help make whatever decisions are made possible. They're still citizens of whatever community we're just using the United States for an example. They're still United States citizens. That goes for not just for blacks, but racism is really kind of out of control right now. I mean, it's not, blacks seem to be targeted more as I came up. Now it seems to be really across the board. If you're brown skinned at all, you are affected by the decisions that are being made today. Mm-hmm. But without us the other system doesn't work. You know, we as a people have a power that we haven't tapped into.
Oh, yeah, you do.
We just have not come together enough to tap into it. And I think that's where Martin Luther King was on to something. I think that's why he's dead. Because the powers that be realized he was on to something. And if they come together, they can be stronger than us. That's just how I feel.
I think that what you're saying...
Or as strong, not necessarily stronger, but as strong. They killed all of the Black Wall Streets across
absolutely they
across
did.
the country for that reason. Fear of not being in control. But why does anybody have to be in control when we were all working for the same thing?
If we were all working for the same thing.
Working for us. But that's the rhetoric that's being used.
Right.
That, this is for the good of the people.
Right. And yet the people are more divided now than they've ever been at any time in my life.
Ever been.
And it's worse and worse every day.
Ever been.
This episode of The Havery Show is being brought to you by Heartland Tax and Accounting. 863-385-5020. If you would like to advertise or sponsor an episode of The Havery Show, call 863-381-6831.
In some respect, if you pay attention to it and you dwell on it, it's very disheartening.
Mm-hmm.
And it can bring you down.
Yeah, it can.
Okay. Black people, I think, have and I can't speak for all black people. I have been able to build up a tolerance to certain things to survive. I understand how the media portrays me, even though I don't fit the mold.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to walk that way every day.
Mm-hmm.
I have to walk a certain way not to be affected by that. But, it's not very few days that I don't deal with some sort of injustice.
I don't care how open-hearted and liberal-minded, and when I say liberal, I don't mean politically. I mean open.
Mm-hmm.
I mean accepting. There is no possible way that as a white person I could ever understand what you're talking about. There's no possible way.
And we can talk here, and I can say this to you.
You can say anything.
You're one of the good ones. I say that because I've experienced. We've only been together maybe 6 or 7 times.
Yes.
But within those times, I think I can see who you want to be.
Well put.
Okay?
And in saying that, you know that I'm not there yet, but I'm trying.
Bruh, that's all we have.
Yeah.
We got today. There's nothing we can do about yesterday.
That's right.
Not a thing. We're sitting here talking about yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
but there's nothing we can do about that. We can only do something to, if I consider what has happened a problem, all I have to do is to try to change that so it's no longer a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go back and change our past, but our past makes us who we are today. And because of that, I'm very comfortable with what I do. I know why I do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm following his steps, but I'm not following anyone's instructions.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you see or hear about me comes from me.
Yes. Yes.
And my experience and how I got to be where I am today.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about, I'm not in it for the publicity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need it.
Right.
I retired in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I've been retired for over 20-something years.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing it for the fame. I'm not, I don't have to do it. I do it because, like I was saying earlier, since being back here, I've got to know who my father was. A side of him that I didn't know before. And that means something to me. I'm proud of who he was.
Yeah.
Okay? I apologize.
No, please don't. Please don't.
I didn't mean to go.
No.
But,
Don't.
yeah, I mean, it's very simple for me. And it has come, no one else can experience what I have experienced. There are doors that are open for me that I realize are not because of me. It's because of him.
Mm-hmm.
I have been given opportunities that I won't say that I don't deserve, but that I didn't earn.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't earned yet.
Yeah.
But I hope people can see that what I do and what I have done comes from here.
Yeah.
Not for here.
Sure.
It takes this to make that happen. And I put my own money in as much as our donors have put money in. I put all the time in to make a difference. And I'm fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
If it was over today, I would be satisfied. I'm serious.
Oh, yeah, I believe you.
I would be satisfied with my steps.
Yes.
I don't expect. Man, I'm sorry.
No,
because
you're good. You're good.
Intended.
You're good. I wanted to be real, and that's what we're doing here. So don't apologize.
Yeah, I come to talk about other things, but again, because of my upbringing and my experiences, I'm very comfortable with who I am.
Yes.
And that's why maybe that's why this is so emotional for me. I don't never speak about this. What I'm talking and what I'm sharing with you, I just carry it around in me.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm having to verbalize it, it's having an effect on me.
Yeah.
So I apologize for that.
I'll tell you, you said something that really struck me. And there's something that a little boy, a young man, always wants to hear his father say, "I'm proud of you, son."
Yeah.
And there's so many boys that never get to hear those words for one reason or the other.
Yeah.
But then there's somewhere along the line where a shift happens.
Yeah.
And for a father to hear their son say, "I'm proud of you, Dad," there's something really powerful and miraculous about that. Did your dad? When did he pass?
21.
Was he able to hear you say those words to him? "I'm proud of you, Dad"?
No. Unfortunately, I never said that.
I got you, but you did just now. You did just now.
but he said it to me.
Uh-huh.
Bountiful Blessings is the church that he
yeah.
attended. Had a ceremony for him probably 3 or 4 years before he left Sebring, and I attended.
Mm-hmm.
And in that ceremony, he told me in front of the congregation how proud he was of me, of my accomplishments
Yes.
at that time.
Yes.
And that meant, like you said, that meant the world to me.
Oh, yeah.
Because we, for at this point, it maybe 40 years had gone by since I left home. He was aware of my accomplishments, and this was about him. That day was about him.
Mm-hmm.
But I introduced him
Mm-hmm.
to the audience. And when you said that, I could have been floored. I mean, I was floored. I just, there's always been a mutual respect because I went in a different direction than what he had envisioned for me.
Sure.
Well, my mother. I had to be my own man. I had to make my own mistakes.
Yes.
So I think they both have been proud of my sister and I.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't brought any shame on the family. We have both had successful lives. So they did a good job in that respect. I don't know what else to say about that.
Yeah.
To answer back to your statement, it feels good to know that you have made those who you look up to proud.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So have you taken the reins of the Florida Sportsman? Or have you started something different?
I've actually, the only thing that I have nothing going on exactly like he did.
Gotcha.
I have bits and pieces of things that he did.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know this, that he was the first African American. There are a lot of firsts in my family when it comes to racial situations. He was the first African American to host a major golf tournament here in Highlands County. His love for golf took him all over the state. He was eventually inducted into African American Golfers Hall of Fame because of what he did here in Highlands County and surrounding areas. So the only thing I do in dealing with golf at this point is we host an annual golf tournament in his honor.
Mm-hmm.
The Robert C. Saffold Charity Memorial Golf Tournament. It's held in May. Normally for the last 3 years, it's been on Mother's Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
With golf, and what I have experienced is most of the people that came to come to my tournament either knew him or knew of him. But they're getting older. So I realize that the golfers that are playing today won't be playing 5 years from now. So I have implemented I'm in the process of implementing a youth group for golf, getting more black kids involved with the game of golf.
Mm-hmm.
Because the future of my tournament are players.
Sure, that's right.
So if we don't have the players to come, we can't have the tournament. I mean, it's really kind of common sense.
Right.
So that's something I'm doing, which is something he did. I've learned all this stuff as I go. There's a gentleman out of Tampa who was one of his right-hand men, because he had a statewide. He was the president of the SSGA, which is a statewide African American Golf Association.
Mm-hmm.
He was president for a while. I mean, he did his term. But in doing so, there's a gentleman out of Tampa, Rufus Lewis, who started a youth program way back then. A lot of the golfers that are playing today play golf because of my father.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that they've shared that with me. It's not something I saw or experienced. This is their opinion of how they got into the game. Another thing that I do is like the shirt you're wearing, the annual Florida Classic. Well, Bethune-Cookman is the school that he graduated from. It's the school that my mother attended, and it's the school where I was conceived. I mean, the truth is the truth.
Yep.
So for the last 3 years, we've taken kids to this game, kind of in honor of him, but I grew up going to this all my life. I know what that atmosphere does for you, coming from Sebring. And that's really what I want these kids to feel.
Yeah.
You can't talk about it and they get it. You can't read about it in the book and get the same effect of being there.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't change my life per se because I was already on that track because of who I grew up with. But I know a lot of these kids today don't have the same background that I had.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is very important that I carry this on in his honor.
Yes.
This episode of The Havery Show is being brought to you by Heartland Tax and Accounting, 863-385-5020.
If you would like to advertise or sponsor an episode of The Havery Show, call 863-381-6831.
That's the Florida Classic.
Can you leave these with me?
Those are yours.
Okay.
I brought them for you.
Fantastic.
That top half shows the first part of our day for the Florida Classic. The top half is a fan fest put on by Florida Blue Insurance.
Okay.
And it's kind of like you've seen it on TV where the Super Bowl, prior to the Super Bowl, there are all these activities for people to play and game. That's what this is.
Very cool.
So they get 3 hours of that prior to the game. Then we go in and watch the game until third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
We don't stay until the fourth quarter because we will still be there. If there's so many people, you never get out of there. So we leave at the end of the third quarter just so that we can get back.
Are you caravanning or taking a bus? How do you get there?
We charter a bus from Annette Bus Line.
Sure.
The bus 56 people, and we've been full for 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is something new that has nothing to do with what he has done.
Mm-hmm.
This is now me.
Okay.
I've expressed to you how I feel about the neighborhood, what's left of the neighborhood. A lot of that can't be changed. We can't go back to what it was. And we've also discussed the separation that occurred after E.O. Douglas closed. Like I mentioned earlier, every black high school student in Highlands County came to E.O. Douglas, which meant Sebring, Avon Park, and Lake Placid was family.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't Sebring versus Avon Park
Right.
versus Lake Placid, which is how it seems to be today.
Sure.
We were family. There were people that came from Lake Placid because it was the farthest to drive that actually stayed in Sebring all week
Really?
at people's houses to go to school.
No kidding.
Went back home on the weekend.
I'll be darned.
Yeah. So this is my attempt to bring the community together. What we're proposing is a 2-day event where we're not uplifting Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks. This is about the Robert Saffolds
Mm-hmm.
and Mr. Blandings
Yes.
and the Junior Wilsons from Avon Park and the Mr. Greens from Lake Placid. This is what this event is about.
Fantastic.
So hopefully the three cities can come together for one more party
Yeah.
and uplift those who came before us. The first day of this event is geared to be more of a fun, historical day. We've decided to turn the second day, which is on a Sunday, over to the churches.
Okay. That's a good move.
I have been to 61 churches in Highlands County passing this information out, and they are all invited to participate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that we can just have church all day,
Yes.
because that's another thing that has taken a hit in our community. Going to church was not an option for me. You were going.
Period.
Whether you wanted to go or not, whether you felt like
That's
going,
right. That's right.
whether you got anything out of it or not,
Yeah.
you're going.
That's right.
And we always got something out of it. Some things I still don't understand.
Yeah. You and me both.
But that foundation that church builds for you, the character that it builds in you,
Mm-hmm.
we don't want to not lift that up.
Yeah.
Part of what we intend to do is to, now some of these are just plans, whether we are going to be able to pull all this off of what I'm about to say, but this is the ambition, the goal, is to recognize the black athletes that have come from Highlands County to go on to be either professional managers
Mm-hmm.
or coaches in the big leagues.
Mm-hmm.
We have several. And there's two. One has passed, and one that may not be able to make it due to his health.
I hate to ask, but who passed?
Ralph McGill.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Ralph McGill graduated from Sebring High School. E.O. Douglas, and went on to the pros.
People still talk about him.
Yeah, everybody knows about this next gentleman who his health is not good. I haven't reached out to his family, but I've heard through the grapevine that he's not getting around as good as he used to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say I don't know that I don't have any other facts. But Ronnie Lepet, Thomas Gordon, we're hoping to have a gala Saturday night of this event to honor these guys. But we're not trying to leave anybody out. So we're on Saturday morning. We're starting the event off by celebrating our military heroes.
Fantastic.
And we have a few still around. We have some that, well, Dennis Hall, I think, out of our community, this is just me talking, I don't have real facts, is the highest ranked person from our community. The next person would be Ronnie Walker, and then Terry Jackson. And all three of these gentlemen excelled in the service. So we want to give them their flowers while they can smell them.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
My mother will be 91 on her next birthday in May. Her good friend, I see him looking at her best friend right
Bobby
there.
Cram.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
She was, 92? I know there's Miss Carpenter, who's still living, who recently turned 95. We want to do something for them also during this weekend. Not sure when, where it's going to fit in. But my biggest goal right now with this event is finding talent. That's where I'm hoping you can come in by either directing me or speaking to someone who telling me where I can get talent. I want this to be a fun day, especially Saturday. Again, Sunday is strictly for religious services, giving honor to our reason for being here. And giving the churches an opportunity to share who they are in the community.
Yes.
And how they fit in. I'm not really trying to hold anybody back. I have some young rappers who their music doesn't fit everybody's taste, but they are part of this community. And they're trying to do something positive. Even though all the society might not see that, I see it.
Yes.
So I want to give them a chance, give them an opportunity. So that's what I've got going on.
CMG, Caleb Music Group. I'll get you their information.
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds
That's
good.
a start.
Okay.
But I'll be digging around.
Well, the community is starting to get behind me. As you see on our advertisement there, that this event will be held at Sebring International Raceway.
That's a big deal.
That's a huge feather in our cap.
Yes.
That speaks to everything we've talked about today.
That's right.
Who I am, who my father was,
That's right.
and what we're trying to do. The fact that we have that type of support behind us. So, again, I'm real comfortable with where I am.
That's wonderful. Well, you're part of a legacy, and you're continuing a legacy, and you're doing it under your terms now, which is, I think also wonderful.
Yeah, I'm laughing because I've had two people. When I started talking about my dad, I get emotional.
Sure.
I've had two people tell me, "You got to stop talking about him. He's gone. You need to do your own thing, create your own legacy." I just laughed at him because what am I doing if I'm not creating my own legacy? Yeah.
That's right.
What else do I need to do? I didn't have a script. So initially I was all over the place, but I'm starting to get into a groove now.
Yeah.
Like Florida Classic.
Yes.
It's almost paid for.
Fantastic.
The seats are paid for. The bus is paid for. We've got to get T-shirts. We've got to get food. We feed them before we leave. and we stop after the game for them to get hamburgers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So 85% of what I need to do is done.
Yeah.
And I'm 3 weeks away from the event, which is a huge difference for the past 3 years.
Yes.
I mean, it's been the last minute. Things happen at the last minute. The money comes in at the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I feel better. I feel a lot better about where I am and what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to come together to the point where we can do what we say we're going to do with no sweat.
Yes.
And that comes from the citizens of Highlands County,
Mm-hmm.
Sebring, Avon Park, and Lake Placid.
Mm-hmm.
They all donate to what I'm trying to do for these kids. So
Yeah, that's wonderful. Man, keep up the good work.
This episode of The Havery Show is being brought to you by Heartland Tax and Accounting, 863-385-5020.
I always ask kind of a quirky question to end up the podcast.
okay,
So here's your question.
I'm listening.
You get to have dinner. You get to pick one celebrity, like movie star, singer, whatever. You get to pick one pro athlete. You get to pick one family member, and you get to pick one biblical person.
Whoa.
And you're all going to have dinner together.
Whoa.
So who's your entertainer / movie star / singer?
Whoa. I've got so many. I love music.
Yeah.
I wake up to Kool in the Game,
Oh yeah.
Summer Madness every morning. That's a ritual. And the world knows it now. But nobody knows that like my mother does.
Yeah.
Every morning I wake up to that. One of my favorite musicians is Sade.
Ooh, man.
I would love to spend some time with her.
Yeah.
I've got a lot more. Most of them are dead, but I still listen to them, and I still enjoy their music.
Sade, what a voice.
Yeah,
What a presence.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
From day one,
Day one.
from the
Yes,
first
yes,
time
yes,
you
yes.
heard about her, and
Yes.
she's 76 this year. That's how much I know about her.
Mm-hmm.
I keep her.
You know, I remember, and she had stuff before this, but when Smooth Operator came out,
Yeah.
I was like, what is this?
yeah.
Who is this? Because there was nothing
Yeah, I
that
was on
sounded
tour,
like
you
her.
say, I was on tour before Smooth Operator
Yeah.
also. Yeah.
That was the one that broke her
yeah,
internationally. But my word, what a talent. So you got Sade. What about a
Okay.
pro athlete? Who's your
Pro athlete. Somebody who really impressed me, who was a phenomenon, Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
I haven't. Earl Campbell is the only one that comes close to what Bo Jackson used to do on the football field, to me.
Right.
To me. I'm sure there are a lot of people that disagree with that, but that's what I grew up watching. Who's next?
Well, Bo Jackson, I got to stop for a second. I've watched these reels. You know, I get on these sports reels sometimes. Bo Jackson picking off a runner going to home that nobody thought anybody could make
I know
that
the play you're
throw.
talking about. I know exactly the play.
Impossible throw. And
Got the
yet
ball
there
off the
he
wall.
was. Yeah, that's right.
He
That's
did. I
exactly
know what you're
right.
talking about.
Oh man, to be able to do what he did in baseball and football,
Yeah.
unheard of.
Yeah.
Unmatched.
Yeah.
No one else has done it.
Dion came close, but Bo was a force.
He was a force. And
Yeah.
Dion's mouth was a force.
Yeah.
I like that Bo, I don't know, he carried himself more in the field than with his mouth. Dion was a great
His
talker.
actions
And I like Dion.
His actions spoke louder than his words.
They absolutely did. They spoke volumes.
Yeah.
Family member.
Family member.
Either with us or not with us. And you can go back generations as far as you want. Or future. You can go future as far as you want.
Well, I can't go future. I don't know who would be in the future. I mean, I have a problem with that part.
Mhm.
I think it would be my mother,
All right.
my best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And always have been.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something about that bond. And, I didn't have a great relationship with my mom, but I
That's
still
why
loved her
I
and
know
miss
you.
her.
Because of her.
Mm.
I mean, in a long roundabout way. I'm back. I moved back here. Not to do this.
Uh-huh.
Definitely not to do this. When my dad died, she was here by himself. So I felt like it was my responsibility to be here for her. And again, by being here with her, I saw your ad about all school reunion.
That's right.
And I was in the T-shirts at the
That's
time.
right.
So I figured, well, let me see what I can do here.
Yeah.
Let me get back into the groove of things here. And one thing led to another. Sitting in the meeting. No, let me back up. I met you because of the ad.
Yes.
And I came to ask you if I could do the T-shirts for the all-class reunion.
That's right.
Okay. After you got to know me, you invited me to a Black History
That's right.
program.
Yeah.
Well, I was on the stage with about 4 or 5 other citizens.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of that meeting, ex-mayor George Hensley walked up to me. I didn't know him I didn't know nothing about him. I didn't know he had been the mayor for a year later. I've been to his house. Anyway, he walked up to me and told me he knew my father.
I'll be.
And that my father was a Rotarian.
Yes.
Okay. And what I like to be. He invited me to a meeting. And I didn't want this. I didn't want that. I didn't want any of. I wasn't trying to follow my father's footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't followed his steps all my life,
Mm-hmm.
but I have. I didn't realize I had because I'm so much like him that people don't realize. Anyway, so one day I'm headed home. Coming across the parkway, and when you coming from downtown, once you pass the roundabout,
Mm-hmm.
that stretch to Avon Park,
Yep.
you're elevated above the area,
That's right.
and so you can see in any direction quite a ways.
Mm-hmm.
And the clouds that day were all puffy white.
Uh-huh.
The sky was deep blue.
Yeah.
I'm painting this because I have to say that because that's what I was paying attention to
Yes.
at the time. It was a beautiful day. Somewhere between there and my exit, this hit me to do what I do today.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I got home, this is all I wanted to do. It went from nothing to where I am today.
Fantastic.
I can't explain it. I give it to the spirits.
Sure.
Because I was totally transformed within a half a mile.
Yeah. Amazing story.
I lived it, so
Yeah.
I don't expect anybody else to be impressed by that, but I'm still impressed by it.
I think it's fantastic. And I am so into that sort of thing where you can just be blindsided and know. You just know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had moments Not like that.
Yeah.
Not as powerful as that, but
But
I've had similar things.
And it still sticks with me today. Every time I go down that road, I'm kind of looking for what's going to happen now.
Oh man!
But
Yeah.
it completely changed me. Okay, one more question.
Biblical character.
Biblical person. Got a lot of heroes in that department as well. That's a good one. I don't think there is anybody that tops Jesus.
I mean, I don't know that you can either.
No, that. Yeah, I mean, I really haven't been attracted to anyone more than that name.
Yeah.
And that story, the legacy. Yeah.
Man, that would be some kind of dinner, wouldn't it?
That would. Yeah. I couldn't eat. I wouldn't be able to eat.
I don't know that anybody would be able to eat.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to eat at that event. I want to thank you, man.
Thank you
for seeing enough in me to want to spend your time doing what you do. And what you do, I've had an opportunity to see other interviews that you've done.
Mm-hmm.
Some people I look up to, some people I can't stand. I'm just being honest.
That's all right.
I mean, because they're wishy-washy. I see them from several different views.
Sure.
I don't see what the public sees and and then I'm sure people are going to do the same with me. And I get it. I'm good with it because I'm comfortable with who I am.
That's right.
But I feel honored to be following some of the people that you've already had on. Yeah. Josh Stewart.
Yes.
Blanche.
Yeah.
Robert Shannon.
Sure.
Sure. You know, these are people that I admire.
Yeah.
So glad to be within that company.
I'm happy to have you, and I'm happy to know you. I'm happy to call you my friend, and I love you.
Most definitely. Most definitely. That goes both ways, brother.
Both ways. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
You did great, man. It's just like that. It's over. Boom.
I wish you could stop these tears. I'm still feeling.
It's real, though, Robert. It's real. And you know what we need? We need more authenticity in our world because we got all this AI and all this other stuff, and you don't know what's real anymore.
You don't know.
And there's no way to know.
You don't know. And it's intended for you not to know.
The Havery Show has been brought to you by Heartland Tax and Accounting, 863-385-5020.